Yeah, Jack, buddy, see me in there.
No problem, buddy. Head off. Head off.
And welcome everybody to Wednesday night Racing for a Cause action. I'm your host Chris, and yeah, thank you very much for coming out for Racing for a Cause TV. You can probably tell my voice isn't exactly right. Live up in the Northeast, so it's cold up here, and I got myself a little head cold. No big deal. We're gonna power right through it tonight. Hope you can hear me well enough, and we're getting ready to bring you some action from South Boston. Here we are right now, the Gary Sinise Foundation. It's going to be 150 laps tonight, I think it is. It's going to be a good race. Man, that's been leading the charge for so many weeks. AJ Hamill had 1 week broken up by Jason Garrett. AJ Hamill won 5. Garrett broke it up a little bit, so it's not 5 in a row, but still 5 wins this season has launched him to the front of the points battle. AJ Hamill 49 points ahead of the next position, Justin McDuff. Peyton Johnson running a strong 3rd in points. Brian Rogers 4th. Al Smith Jr. 5th. There's your top 5 in points. Just on the outside, Justin Napier, Andy Lambert, Doug Wasaki, Justin Pinnell, and Jason Garrett. Oh, right, here you go. We'll throw it back up on screen for you so you can see it. We got qualifying going right now. 5 minutes of qualifying, and then we'll get into the race. Again, South Boston, little track, a little less than 4/10 of a mile, 4 turns, of course. 81.66 degrees, that's going to be the telltale here tonight. Wind speed 9, almost 10 miles an hour. Should be a pretty good race. Looks like we have, I think, 16 or 17 starting tonight, so pretty good number here on this little track. Bring up our qualifying here right now. Jason Garrett, we call him Fluffy. He's got the pole. Jeffrey Applegreen 2nd, Al Smith Jr. 3rd, Andy Lambert pulling a 4th out. Brian Rogers 5th. AJ Hamill coming 6th. AJ Hamill showing maybe a chink in the armor tonight here in South Boston. For the most part tonight, gotta give my voice a break, so for the most part, I'm probably gonna keep it down a little bit. Of course, if the action gets hot and heavy, I will call it, because I can't help myself. Kid at Christmas when the action's real fun to watch. And just looking down the charts, it looks like just about everybody's qualified. Be surprised if anybody else comes out on track. And so, that should be the end of it. Right around the corner, we're going to be getting this one going. Till then, have some more music. Alright, we get set to go to grid. Alright, on the pole, we got Jason Garrett. We call him Fluffy, the number 73 car. On the outside pole, Jeffrey Applegreen in the 042. Third place, the number 91, Al Smith Jr. On his outside, Andy Lambert in 70. The 12 car, bringing it in 5th place, Brian Rogers Jr. AJ Hamill starting in 6th. Wayne McDeath starting 7th in the number 7. Mono Klein starting in 8th in the 76 car. Scott Page in the 006 starts 9th. Justin McDuff in the 20, starting in 10th. Douglas Wasaki in that 45 car starting at 11th. Terry Runnert starting in 12th in the 2 car. Rick Greenaway starting 13th in the 24. John Johnson in the 22 starting 14th. Charles Widener in the 59 starting 15th. Peyton Johnson in the 85 starting 16th. And that is our field tonight. We get ready to go green flag racing. It's going to be a good race. Can't wait to call it with you. We are green flag racing. 73 car. That's Fluffy up front. Has the preferred line. Easily takes the lead and keeps it. The 91 car trying to sneak up and take second place over. Al Smith Jr. in the 91 has second place. The 042, Jeff Applegreen, trying to hold on to third. He has a car to the inside. That's Brian Rogers Jr. taking over third place. $150 laps. You are allowed to come in this series one time for tires. You can take 2 tires or 4 tires or no tires at all, but you can only take tires one time. Fuel shouldn't be a problem as they have a full load. And we've seen it time and time again, a couple of drivers able to make it the whole way without any tires at all. Will this be the night that Fluffy can do it? Pole to pole, we'll see. Ooh, we got a little incident involving a few cars out back. That brings out the first caution, lap 9. So they try and sort themselves out. Looks like the 13 car. His night's probably over with a blown motor. No quick repairs in this series. Cars lining back up 2 by 2. Pace car lights are off. We're getting ready to go back green flag racing. Cars going through turns 1 and 2 right now down the back stretch. Jason Fluffy Garrett on the inside. He's got Al Smith Jr. in the 91 on the outside. After the pace car drops in, it is leader's choice. Anytime now, Jason can hit the gas, and he does. He's taken off like a shot, slings up to the outside, comes back down to the inside for turns 1 and 2. Hey Jake, how you doing tonight, bud? Good to see you out there. Thank you for coming on by, spending a little Wednesday night with me here. Got a little cold, so I'm not talking a lot, but I'm here. Oh, Jason Garrett gets loose, and around he goes. The 91 gets in the back of him. Jason Garrett took a hard wall hit right there. That was a hard hit. We're going to have to go back and take a look at that one. Yeah, Jason Garrett just overdrove that corner, got the rear end out just a little bit, and poof, there goes the motor. Not the way your pole sitter wanted to run tonight. Nonetheless, we have a new leader, and it's going to be Brian Rogers in the 12. Hex, how's it going, bud? Good to see you out there. Thanks for coming on by on a Wednesday night, spending a little time with us here at Racing for a Cause TV. We're watching Racing for a Cause late model action tonight here at South Boston. "24 laps down. So far, we've had 3 different lead changes in those 23 green, well, I can't say all of them green flag races, but yeah, man, 23 laps, 24 laps now completed. Got 2 cautions, 8 laps, 3 different lead changes already, so this one's going to get intense. Cars are going to start lining up 2 by 2. Pace car lights are off. We're going to get ready to go back green flag racing. Pace cars bringing them through 1 and 2, and then on down the back stretch. 4/10 of a mile track, so these laps tick off pretty quick. Looks like so far the Where Did You Come From award is going to that 2 car, AJ Hamel. Currently running 4th place, looking good in that white and green number 2 car. Oh, excuse me, I'm looking at the wrong driver. Look at that. Terry Reynolds, who I was talking about. Started 12th, now up to 5th. White and green number 2. My goodness. Talking about AJ Hamel there in the white car. That's the American Diabetes Association car of AJ Hamel. Not too proud to say I made a mistake. There it is. And I just realized it, but joining me up in the booth, Rick Greenaway, and the driver of the 24 car, out early tonight. Rick, I'm hoping you're here with me. How you doing tonight, bud?
I am here. Not really that happy. Not happy with iRacing tonight, to be honest with you, Chris, but that's a different story.
X, I want to thank you for subscribing to the channel. Really do appreciate it. Normally I do talk a little bit more, but just cool. You don't want to hear my voice. And the racing's speaking for itself tonight. The cars are really spread out, nose to tail at this point. You got a good battle going on for the lead. It looks like the 91 Al Smith Jr. trying to set up Brian Rogers Jr. for a pass for the lead. You got Andy Lambert sitting back in 3rd place, just kind of running out the laps. AJ Hamel running in 4th. He's got Terry Renner right on his back bumper. Scott Page in the 006 right behind him. Then you go back a little bit. That's Ronald Klein in the 26 car. Justin McDuff goes back a little further into 20. He's all by himself. Then we go back to Jeff Applegreen. And you can see that car's been in some damage. You can't even read the number on the door, but there it is, the old 42. Doug Wasaki in the 45. He's currently scored in 10th place. Peyton Johnson in the 85. Scored 11th right now. Charles Widener in the 59 car. You see the heavy front end damage there. Involved in the very first accident. Charles in the 59 currently scored in 12th position. And we got John Johnson in the DuPont, number 22 Chevrolet. John's running in 13th position. Doug Johnson is on pit road right now in the 8. And Rick, we're not going to talk about it because you said you didn't want to.
Yeah, it's not even really a matter of me being mad at the driver. It's just the lack of the caution to come out when that incident happened. So we all just piled up. It was an incident that could have been avoided, but iRacing decided to try to keep everybody racing with cars stacked up in the raceway.
Yeah, we kind of had that one on camera when it happened, and you're right. Everybody kind of stacked up. Nobody had a place to go, and cars were running into each other. It was a very, very late caution flag on that.
Yeah, but, you know, just bring it back to the shop, do some body work, and come to play another day.
Well, next week we're off here at Racing for a Cause on Thursday night. Happy Thanksgiving right now to everybody. The week after will be our very last race of the season, if you can believe that already. My God, we're going to Bristol. 200 laps at Bristol in the late model cars coming up in 2 weeks from tonight.
Yeah, we're gonna put some more bars and tubing and protective coating and horns on the car because it's gonna be Bristol.
I think concrete bumpers might be in order. Hell on the fuel mileage, but man, you're gonna be able to go through anybody.
As long as my engine doesn't blow, I'll be fine. I don't care what it looks like.
And Nate, you might be right. It may be a 4-car race, but the way these leaders are spreading it out right now, we're talking, let's see, we got a .25 back to second place, then a .833, but now .866 back to third, and it's dropping.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of good cars got taken out, and you know, it affects the race when you have incidents like that happen, but it's okay.
Yeah, it is one of those deals, isn't it, bud? Kind of stinks, but at the end of it, didn't cost you real money to fix your car. But that sim money is flowing like a brick right now, right to the parts store.
Advanced Auto is looking very happy right now.
Advanced Auto, yeah. And by the way, yeah, you can tell I'm sick. Flowing like a brick. Anybody out there ever see a brick flow?
That's all right. I think everybody's sick.
I'm not taking anything for it, but maybe I should.
Dayquil NyQuil's been my friend.
My wife calls that the Dayquil NyQuil shuffle.
Yepers.
And I've been shuffling for the past week.
Right in the middle of a pretty good green flag run right now, so we're going to see if these cars really do loosen up. And my hunch is they do. I'm pretty sure we're going to start seeing the back ends kind of get a little squirrely there.
Yeah, they will. During practice, I did about a 30-lap run, and she was getting a little willy-nilly towards the end of that run, and then I lost her, so.
I'm really starting to see it right now. I'm watching Brian Rogers, the leader, and he's taking a slightly higher line. You see him kind of hopping into the brakes a little bit more on the corners, trying to slow that thing down so it doesn't push up. Yeah, it's the track has changed already. You can see it.
Definitely. When you when the fuel starts burning off and the back end starts to get a little lighter, if you can back up those corners and kind of just glide through the turns there, you're going to get a nice... Ooh, Peyton Johnson gets a little high right there.
Yeah, that's a little too close for comfort in that 85. Sparks flying. No real damage, though. He's going to be able to continue on, but you know that's because he saw the leaders coming. Speaking of the leaders, Al Smith trying to take an opportunity, but not able to really do it. As the slower car started to move up for the leader, the 12 car, Brian Rogers had a clear shot and was able to hold his line. Peyton Johnson, Doug Wasaki going a lap down.
You can see how Al's able to close up halfway through the corner. Then AJ is able to get off the corners because Al's coming into the corners a lot harder, then he's braking halfway through, where AJ is able to, he's braking it earlier, and then he's able to come off the corners with more acceleration than Al.
Yeah, he really is braking hard. I mean, that splitter is bouncing off the concrete and watching it every lap. That 12 car doing a good job braking hard in. Then he's able to pick up the throttle about halfway. It's starting to gain him some time now on track as Al Smith Jr. is falling way back all of a sudden. playing Xbox. What game are you playing? What could be better than watching a race? What are you playing on Xbox?
Project Cars 2.
Ooh. Don't tempt me.
Not that my son is getting an Xbox One and Project Cars 2 and Forza for Christmas.
Fortnite. Haven't heard of that one. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming on out on a Wednesday night. Really do appreciate you taking some time out of your Wednesday night, middle of the work week, watching a race. Really do appreciate it. Rick, I want to thank you too for joining me up here in the booth. Really does help. My voice is not so strong tonight.
I'm just hoping I just don't cough in the middle of talking, because that's all I've been doing lately. But no, not a problem. You know, my car's just you know, barbecuing in the pit, so I figured I might as well come on up here.
Yeah, throw a steak on that thing. I like a medium rare.
I'm smoking a brisket.
There you go. Okay, so whatever was ailing that 91 car, Val Smith, seems to be rectified as he's starting to gain back up on Brian Rogers. But he's bringing Andy Lambert up with him a little bit, so that gap's starting to close. We are halfway through this race. Just like that. Not bad. Not bad at all. 20 minutes of racing. We're halfway through.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's nice to see.
Brian Rogers in the 12 car, running a little bit of a higher line than he was earlier in the race. That does serve two purposes. It's a little easier on the tires. It also will help to cool him down just a little bit. He might be just trying to figure out a way to defend against that 91 who's coming on very, very strong right now. The 91 car trying to make a challenge on Brian Rogers Jr., your leader in the 12.
Yeah, unfortunately though, here at Sobo, running up high is just really, it's not like being at Iowa where the trucks were yesterday and you can get that high group to really work. I don't see him being able to hold off the 91 that long. As you can see him, he's just diving in now, trying to protect that lead.
Ryan, how you doing tonight, bud? Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate that. Appreciate you saying hi.
I'll be wondering to see if the leaders come into pit or if they're going to wait for a caution.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to come in at all right now. They've not quite lost a full second lap time yet. They seem to be running pretty decent. Tires are definitely wearing, but they're worn even to each other at this point. I'll tell you what, though, that 91 is trying to find a way around that 12 car, and every time he does, Andy Lambert in third place, that 70 car gets a little closer.
Yeah, I mean, if Andy's smart, he's just going to sit back, let these two race each other hard, and then he could probably slide right through. As we're at lap 95, the 91 still looking to try to see if he can close in and make that pass in the number 12. As Andy Lambert in third place is still just sitting back there waiting to see what these two decide to do. See if he can
Andy pushed his car hard for a couple laps there. The rear tires, you can actually hear him squealing around the corner, so he's probably backing off a little bit, giving them a chance to cool down. But the 91 on the inside of the 12, this is what we've been waiting for. Now the 12 had momentum. The 91 back inside, going for the lead right now. The 91 car, that is Al Smith Jr. trying to take the lead away from Brian Rogers. They fight it out into turns 1 and 2. Al Smith Jr. Oops, sorry, go ahead, Rick.
Sorry, Chris. I was just saying, if I was Andy, I'd be sitting back right now, especially if Al gets on the inside, because his car's going to want to drift up, and AJ being, up high, they touch, they're going to start a spinning, and Andy's going to be a victim of circumstance. So I definitely would be sitting back if I was Andy, with those two fighting it out the way they are.
Yeah, you see, he's kind of gained a little position, but he's not on the bumper yet. So Andy's really kind of playing it smart right now, assuming that something's going to happen. If nothing happens, he's still coming away with a third place, so nothing wrong there. But I think he might have a little bit more. I think he might have just a touch more tonight. He's running really good lines tonight.
Yes, he is. And not to change the subject, but does anybody else notice the pace car that's parked in pit road? Is it me, or does it look like the pace car driver's just drunk tonight and how he's parked?
We're going to have to take a look at that after.
Ooh, Andy got a little loose right there.
Oh, all three of the top three cars bunching up around Peyton Johnson, the 85. Really bunching up that top three right now.
That situation right there was looking good for Terry, because that was going to take out all four of them, and Terry was able to sneak up there for the lead.
Yeah, Terry's like, come on, come on. Falcon Terry Renner in the 2-car, running back in 4th place. Right now, we got a 3-car battle. I mean, I think that's the way it's going to be at this point. Unless there's a caution. My goodness, I don't see anybody catching these 3.
Nah, neither do I. And if this goes caution, I mean, what are we talking, like 120-something laps, green flag run?
Yeah, just about. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Here we go again. We got the 91 on the inside of the 12. We're battling hard for the lead right now. This could be the opportunity that Andy Lambert's been waiting for, but no, the 12 able to keep momentum. Pulls back around the 91. No change so far, top 3.
The 91 had to check up hard because he started drifting up into the 12 and he didn't want to hit him, so he had to check up hard on the brakes. As they're approaching the lap car of Doug Wasowski. Oh! Al Smith gets a little loose there, gets sideways. Oh, it's going to drifts up high. Andy goes high. Wow, that could have been bad.
That was really clean racing right there. Everybody gave everybody enough room to do what they needed to do to get their cars back underneath them, and they continue on. They did lose a little ground, and right now Andy Lambert's trying to make Al Smith Jr. pay for getting loose, but no, Al Smith able to cut his nose off again, and the 70 car still in 3rd looking for more. "29 laps to go." We've got a top 3 that had just been doing a fantastic job. Been watching this race for a long time. There's other cars out there, and I apologize to them for not showing them much tonight. But you got a top 3 run like this, you gotta have it on.
got a little sideways there. Lost a lot of track position.
As we said, though, that may not be the worst thing. If the 91 and 12 accidentally, and at this point it would definitely be accidentally, these guys have been racing very clean, but if they accidentally touch, that could be all Andy needs.
My other thing that I worry about is you see the 12 get down low below that yellow line. These aren't fresh tires anymore, and there's not a lot of grip left on these tires. He might not, I'm not saying he's going to, but he could lose it if he gets on the gas a little too hard if he's down below that yellow line.
This is kind of my slow time for broadcasting, Hex. Over the summer, we were broadcasting like 3 nights a week. Man, that was fun. But wintertime, busy time of the year for me, so I had to take it back down to 1. So that number will climb, I hope, and we'll see. Like I said, normally I talk a little bit more and try and be a little bit more involved, but man, it was tough tonight. Email is racingforacause@gmail.com. Got the race summary up. We got 132 laps completed at this point, 18 laps remaining, 3 different lead changes, only 2 cautions tonight for 9 laps. Man, that is great.
Yeah, it's that time of the year for us up here in the Northeast for the sickness, because Mother Nature doesn't know if she wants it to be 70 or 80 degrees or -10.
And I realized I just blew my nose without muting my mic, so sorry about that, everybody out there. Oh, this weather. Good stuff.
Yeah, it's great.
14 laps to go. Gotta ask, is there gonna be a lead change here? These guys seem like they're kind of spreading out a little bit, 1 and 2.
I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised to see a bump and run.
Andy Lambert trying to use every inch of the track and most of the apron too, as he's trying to figure out a way to get past the number 91 up into 2nd place. So far he has not been able to find the answer, and he's working those tires hard at the end of this race. 5 laps to go. Brian Rogers in the 12 car, your leader. Al Smith putting the chase on in the 91 car. Andy Lambert sitting in third. Just in case something happens to the top 2, he'd love to take advantage of it. That's your top 3. Justin McDuff riding in the 20 car tonight. He's running in 4th. Terry Rennert 5th. Scott Page 6th. And 7th place, AJ Hamill, your points leader. AJ having not the night that he really wanted, but he is protecting those points leads by running 6th tonight.
The 91 just went around. Caution's out.
Caution flag is out. 91 around. We saw it.
That will be the race, folks.
What a fantastic race, and that is not the way any of these guys wanted to finish it, but man, what a race. Nate, I couldn't agree more with you. Green-white checker would be awesome, but for tonight, your winner, the number 12 car, Brian Rogers Jr. Good looking car, great race. Let's go over the race results. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Here we go. Brian Rogers throws the smoke in the air. Here's the results of the race tonight. Brian Rogers, your winner. Andy Lambert coming home second. Al Smith Jr. with that late caution only loses 1 position, back to third. Justin McDuff 4th. Terry Renner 5th. Scott Page 6th. AJ Hamill 7th. Jeffrey Applegreen in 8th. Doug Wasaki 9th. Peyton Johnson comes home 10th. And we've got John Johnson in the 22 coming home 11th. Charles Widener 12th. Doug Johnson 13th. Ronald Klein 14th. Jason Garrett, your pole sitter tonight, not able to finish this one after an early incident. Popped that motor in the 73 car. He's 15th. Thomas Axum 16th. Rick, sorry to tell you, bud, but you were not last tonight. In the 24 car, Rick Greenaway 17th, Wayne McDuff 18th, and that is how this one finished up. Great run from the top 3. Definitely in a class of their own tonight. Really do appreciate them racing tonight. Andy Lambert coming home second again. Brian Rogers, though, the man of the hour, bringing home that 12 car in first place. And Rick, I want to thank you again for coming up and chatting with me.
Oh, thanks for having me, bud.
Oh, no problem. And to everybody who took time out of their Wednesday night, again, we appreciate you coming out and watching. If it wasn't for you, we'd be just talking to ourselves, and that's not so much fun. I also want to thank all the drivers out there that started the race tonight. Without them, we wouldn't have anything to be talking about at all. So thank you to the drivers. Thank you to the fans. Rick, thank you. And guys, have yourselves a great night.